I'm about to explain to you how cleaning your toilet is self-care. Hey friends, welcome back to Simply Bentley. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss out on a video. Self-care is literally defined as the act of taking action to preserve one's own health. There's an even more detailed definition offered by Helen Kuhns, PhD and clinical psychologist. She says, self-care is one's action around our physical, emotional, relational, perhaps professional, educational, and for some people, spiritual well-being that reflects the way that we take care of ourselves on the most fundamental levels. That is a mouthful, but it shows how all-encompassing that self-care really is. If you look at Pinterest or even YouTube, a lot of times you don't get the full picture. You think that maybe it only amounts to mani-pedis, meditation, journaling, and KonMariing your things. But the truth is that there's so much more to that, and that definition really starts to show exactly how all-encompassing that self-care can be. So I hate cleaning bathrooms. Like, I hate it. My bathroom's not even that dirty, but it's just something that I don't like to do. But it is something that I have to do because it is an act of self-care. There was a study published in the Journal of Psychological Sciences that did an experiment where they had groups of people work in either a clean space or a messy space for 10 minutes, and then they studied their behavior afterwards. What was really impressive was how the work environment that they had worked in only for 10 minutes influenced other such things such as their moods and also what kind of food choices they made. Hopefully you're not working in the bathroom. However, I'm using this as an example of sometimes there are things that we don't like to do. Some people hate to do dishes, some people hate to do laundry, but these things pile up around us and they make our space messy and they clutter our mind and influence our decisions in ways that we might not recognize. Even the simple act of making your bed influences how you sleep at night. Even though you make your bed in the morning and you go away from it all day, in a study done by the Sleep Foundation, survey respondents were 19% more likely to say that they get good sleep if they make their bed. I don't know about you, but that's a small task that doesn't take that much time and it's totally worth it. So even though we hate doing things like cleaning the bathroom or doing the dishes or making our bed, having that clean space is a very important part of self-care. I read a book series called A Court of Thorns and Roses, and it's a series, but in one of the later books, the main character of the story was staying in this cabin, and it was a cabin like out in the mountains, and it was wintertime, but the cabin was all cozy. But then the most amazing part of this cabin, like, it just made me go, like, I just want to be there. The most amazing part of this cabin was that it cleaned itself. Like, she would, I don't remember if she had to cook her food or not, or maybe there was food already for her, whatever the case. Like, she would eat some food and, go take a nap, and when she came back, all the dishes were done and put away. And doesn't that just sound so nice? So even if you don't believe science, believe fantasy literature, because that sounds so amazing. Actually believe science too. Science is important. Another thing that is often not seen as self-care is the act of scheduling doctor and dentist appointments. And I know that we don't love to go see these people, but preventative care does just that. It prevents an illness or a symptom from becoming something more time-consuming and more expensive to treat later down the road. So schedule those appointments, and even if you live in the United States where medical care can be really expensive sometimes, as of the filming of this video, most preventative care, at least for your doctor, not necessarily for your dentist, dental care is another thing, but most medical care for your doctor is actually covered at this time. And if you have any questions or you're not sure what to do, maybe you don't have insurance, check with your local health department and see how they can help you as well. But you need to schedule these appointments just to make sure everything is running okay. It is an act of self-care because you're taking care of your physical body and you can't do anything else you want to do unless you are physically feeling great. The last thing that I wanted to point out that is not necessarily that much fun, but is a very important act of self-care, is taking care of nagging tasks. Now, nagging tasks are small things that really don't take that long, but you just put them off because you know they won't take that long. But before you know it, you have so many of them built up in your head. You're feeling distracted or confused or rushed or busy all the time, like you just can't catch up. It's because you have too much of this stuff in your head. Whether it's making a phone call, scheduling your doctor's appointment, dropping that thing in the mail. These are all things that are really important to just take some time to get them done. If you can, schedule an hour, maybe a couple of hours or a half a day if you can really afford it, and check these things off. It is going to benefit you so much because you're going to A, not have all that stuff in your head anymore, and B, you're gonna get momentum from having gotten all these things done very fast, and it's gonna make you want to be more productive and do more things. So what you want to do is sit down and make a list of all these things that are floating around in your head and decide how many of them can you get done in the amount of time that you have available to work on them. I know I, for one, feel so much better when I have a day where I do things like I go to the beauty supply, or I drop off my recycling, or I just take care of appointments and things and, buy the light bulbs, or do whatever the thing is that's going to help you feel accomplished. I made a blog post going more into detail on some of these things, and I'm going to link that below for you if you'd like to check that out. But I hope this video gave you some ideas on different ways that you can take care of yourself that maybe are not that glamorous, but will make you feel so much better. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it or you got some benefit from it. I would love to hear in the comment section below how you're going to make your day better by doing an unglamorous self-care task. I appreciate everyone who watches these videos, and I will see you next Tuesday for another video. See you later.